Hi, I'm injury attorney Anna Burr. In a prior video, I talked about the discovery phase of litigation and a little bit about deposition. And today I'm going to explain more about what a deposition is and what is involved. So, as you know, if you watched that past video, a deposition is, in short, a question and answer session face-to-face between the party to the case and opposing counsel. So sometimes I take depositions of the defendant in the case, and sometimes the one that matters most to you is that the defense attorney will take a deposition of you, the injured person in a case. The people who are present at a deposition are you, obviously, your attorney, the attorney for the defendant / insurance company, and a court reporter. The opposing party is generally not at the deposition, though they are certainly entitled to be present if they choose. And so the court reporter is going to put you or put the deponent under oath. And so that's just like what you've seen in the movies. I swear or affirm that the testimony I'm about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And then you're off and running. And so this deposition testimony is very similar to testimony that you would give in a court of law. You swear to tell the truth, you must tell the truth, and if you get caught in a lie, then that can be perjury. And so the attorney who is deposing you, the insurance company attorney, is going to ask some basic background questions. Where are you from? What kind of work do you do? They're going to ask questions about the incident that caused the injury. So it would be the details of the car accident, the details of a slip and fall if that's what caused your injury. They're going to be looking for inconsistencies in your story. They're going to be looking for ways that they can try and place some liability on you, if that's something that could come up in a case. And they're also going to ask you about your injuries. They're going to want to know details about which parts of your body were injured, and you're going to want to be as thorough as possible. Oftentimes, a deposition doesn't occur until several years after the initial injury, and some of those first bumps and bruises you experienced have resolved long before the deposition. Maybe you still have an ongoing nagging neck pain that is the biggest issue that you're having at the time of your deposition, but when you first went to the hospital after your car accident, you were feeling dizzy, you had bruising over your shoulder from the seatbelt. Maybe you hit your elbow on the side of the car and that was hurting at the time and that's since resolved. Even if that pain has gone away and you're not treating for it anymore, you're still going to want to be sure to share that with opposing counsel as something that you had to deal with for a time as a result of this car accident. So you'll also get some questions about your treatment, doctors that you saw, the kind of treatment that you received generally. You won't be asked about the specific medical diagnosis or, specific details of your treatment, but more of a general question about the kind of treatment you had and whether it was helpful for you, and how you're doing now. Most important about how you're doing now or at the time of the deposition is going to be how your lifestyle may have changed from before the incident happened to after your injuries. And so that's where you're going to include activities that you can't do anymore or that you do at a reduced time or frequency, hobbies that you no longer participate in, things that you do still do but they cause you pain. We still have housework, we still have to fix our meals, and we still have to do our laundry, and we still have to go to work. And if those things that we still have to do as a part of our day-to-day life, we now do with pain, that's something that's important, and that's something that has value in your case. And so this deposition, while it's totally reasonable to be nervous about, being basically interviewed by opposing counsel, they are looking for inconsistencies in your testimony. They're looking for how a jury is likely to respond to you. Is a jury going to like you, or is a jury going to think that you come across as a dishonest person? They're looking at those things, but it's also a chance for you to talk directly to the attorney and to explain to them what your injuries have meant to your life and the sort of impact that they've had. So a deposition, while it is a scary part of the process and requires a lot of vulnerability and openness, it can also be a benefit to you in trying to get your case resolved and also a chance to tell your story. Depositions are not something that you should do alone. You'll definitely want to prepare with your attorney. Make sure you have an attorney before you go into a deposition. And I'm always happy to answer questions about that part of the process. Thanks so much.